Let's make traditional Thanksgiving stuffing the way my grandfather made it. Today I'm going to share with you how my grandfather made his Thanksgiving stuffing. Believe it or not, he made it in a wok. The ingredients you'll need to make my grandfather's stuffing is first, some stale bread. We have baguettes here. I remember he used to buy them a week in advance and then just let them go stale so that he could make his stuffing with it. You'll need some type of herbs that are dried. Right here we have an Italian herb mix. You'll need some butter. You'll need sage. Sage is that fresh herb that makes it smell like Thanksgiving. You'll need onions, celery, carrots. You'll need some good chicken broth to soak your bread in. You'll need some salt and pepper. First, you'll take your bread and cut it into small pieces and then rip them into bite-sized pieces. You'll put all these pieces into your chicken broth and let it absorb. After you break off your pieces of bread, soak them in some very flavorful chicken broth and make sure that it absorbs real nicely. Now that the bread has soaked up all the chicken broth, I'm going to strain this out and squeeze it a little just so that we get the right amount of moisture. Now that this is ready, let's head on over to the wok. All right, let's get this wok started. To make our stuffing, you'll want to turn on your wok to medium heat. I've got that going, and then I'm going to put in some butter and let that melt a little bit in the wok. And while that's melting, I'm going to put in my onion and my celery so that it can cook down. I'm going to season it with a little bit of salt so that it can be flavored as it goes. We're going to add in our carrots. All right, now that our onions and our celery are about halfway done, we'll start adding in our bread. That's about half of our soaked bread, and I'm going to toss this a little bit so that it gets a little brown. We're going to season with a little salt and pepper. And I will add the rest of the bread in. You want it to slightly brown on the bottom. I'm going to add in another stick of butter. I remember when I was a kid watching my grandfather do this. He used both butter and lard. So if you want to use lard in place of some of the butter. Now we're going to add in our dried herbs. Season with some pepper. While I'm stir frying this over some medium to low heat, I'm going to start picking my sage leaves. Now that you have a good amount of browning going on, it's time to add your sage leaves. If you don't have fresh sage, you can use dried. Just put it in when you put the rest of your seasonings. All right, we have a good amount of browning here, and it smells just like it's ready. So let's plate it up. And here's your Thanksgiving stuffing ready to serve with your turkey. Traditionally, you'll put stuffing in the oven. The heat from the oven gives it that nice roasted flavor. When you're cooking this in the wok, you'll get a nice sear from tossing it in the wok that's even better than oven baked.